Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Crit Dad Special Edition. Crit Dad gets mad and pissed off that he can't win a race by himself without a team. Oh man, what am I gonna do? Here we are in the Masters race, June 10th, Tuesday, and there wasn't much going on in the first two laps, but it's been about 7 minutes. So the first few attacks are now going at the hill after the third corner. Every night in Long Beach, just kidding. Every Tuesday night in Long Beach, 5:45 we go off. We had a big old field this week. Had like 32 riders or something. A lot of the registration got pushed into this week because it was rained out last week, and Eldo has been on a break for like a month, and I'm excited to get back. So here we go. We are now racing. A little bit about this race. It can be a workout for you if you want to. In all honesty, you could also just sit in the back and do zone 2. If your fitness is a little lower, it's probably pretty hard back there and you're just sort of hanging on, just like anything. But Matt Wingdon came down from Pasadena and he's going to test the legs here. Try and connect this rider off the front. I think there's like 4 riders maybe that went off the front that we're trying to chase back now. At this moment, I'm not really ready to like rotate and bring the entire group with me. So I just sort of think about it and let Matt go a little longer. I'm still debating like what our plan is here because the group should still have some energy to do some work. I'm not a big fan of towing the group around because it seems like every time I elbow, nobody ever comes through. But guess what? When I attack, you do follow. So what's the deal? But my boy Juan here in the rear cam, he's been with us since 2022. Sorry for putting that hurt on you. I didn't know you were right behind me. But yeah, we've been boys at Eldo for a while now. So yeah, this group is strong. It's just not consistent on when the group is going to use their strength. It's not like an automatic that you can get a snap and a break. But if you have teammates, it's a little easier. So it seems that like a few people rolled off the front and the people that were on the front didn't react, or Bosch was on the front and blocking. So in this race, Bosch had like 5 or 6, maybe 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. They had the most riders there, and they were doing a pretty good job controlling the pace. So this race is a pretty good race to be with a team. When you're by yourself and trying to do everything on your own is definitely harder. So here we can see this, I don't know who this is, but in the SBW kit, he's going to tow us all the way up here to the group that got away. Alright, so as we come up here, we got 3 Bosch riders, Albert on the left, Chris in front of me, and Chris does a really good job. There's still another Bosch rider in the breakaway. Chris does a really good job of setting the pace where it's like not too like blocky, but it's like the right where it feels like we're doing the race, like it's like 25-ish. Like a lot of times when I've tried to block for my riders up the way, I'm like too obviously slow and people go right around me. So like Chris was putting on like a good tempo or whatever, and like I knew that's what was happening, so I had to go around him there so we could catch these guys. And here I elbow, I think it's Alan behind me, and he says it's his guy up there. So I'm like, okay, that's normal, like you're not gonna rotate. But we're slowing down and you can see Vidal go, and another Bosch rider gets on his wheel, I guess, to shut him down. And then again I follow BBI, I think that's James. And then what's weird here is that Alan goes, so it's like your guy's up there. You told me you weren't gonna rotate, but but now they're trying to get up to the behind the wheel of the rider who's leading this out, and when that rider elbows, they basically don't follow through, and that's just frustrating as a single rider in a race, trying to keep the rhythm. So when the rhythm breaks and the gaps open, it's just harder for everybody who's trying to chase this down. And if that's by design for them to keep their guy away, then so be it. I wasn't mad about that. I was sort of mad, you'll see later on, that the group just wasn't doing the work to catch the solo rider, Jordan, off the front, who was gone for most of the race. So let's move ahead a little bit here. Matt's pulling us through because you could tell it was getting slow. It was like 23 miles an hour. We're still putting on the chase. Again, we have a Bosch rider behind me, and I'm assuming he's going to shut it down when I try to elbow through. But there they are, 3 riders, 1 Bosch, 1 Jordan. Okay, the Bosch rider fell off, so now we have Mark from Lightning Velo behind me, who will want to catch this break, I hope. So I'm going to try to get us up here as close as possible and elbow him through. It looks like that was Sean. Sean fell off, so then there's 2. So these are the 2 that we're trying to catch, and this is going to go on for a long time, and that's where I get annoyed. Anyway, so is what it is. At this point, I'm like been working since 7 minutes, for so 10 minutes or so, been doing a lot of work. Matt's doing work again. Bosch is there to disrupt things. Kellen is getting back in the group there in the blue jersey. There goes Mark, and there goes, I think it's Jim. Is it Jim? Okay, sorry. Vidal, Albert, and the rest of the group. And so it's like you can see the entire group is here. It's like you can sit back here and just do nothing. Sorry, I'm being rude to like people whose this is where their fitness is at, because I've been here. You guys see me in the 4.5s, and if I go to the P123s, I am back here suffering, and I am working full gas the entire race, and I cannot contribute to that race. But what I do like to do is just to rotate through and not disrupt the pace line. And what happens in this Masters race is that a lot of people don't follow through, and it just disrupts, and like we cannot catch folk. So anyway, I'm back here recovering, thinking this sucks. Like, I'm just off the front doing tons of work, and everyone back here is just chilling. What do we do? You know, so that's why if you have a teammate, you can make this race hard for the group and hopefully get a split. But I'm by myself, so is what it is. Alright, at this point, there's a move, and the front group does not follow it. It's like you guys are opening gaps. Like, stay on the fucking wheel, you know? It just pisses me off that the group in the front is not responding to the gap. The gap just continues to grow if you don't close it down. So I have to come up here and fill in the gap so we don't create another split. Sorry for the smudge on the lens there. So at this point, I say, what's the deal? We're trying to catch 1 or 2, and it's just one rider, Jordan, I don't know what his last name is, but I guess, let me look it up real quick. Jordan Schlansky. No, it's Jordan Vincent. Super strong. So, one rider off the front shouldn't be too hard, right? Turns out to be pretty hard. Takes 20 minutes. So the gap keeps going yo-yoing. I've seen this a million times where the group just doesn't shut it down and that rider just goes off to victory. And there's no one that hates a race given away to the breakaway other than me. Like, I cannot race for second or third. I do not care. Like, if it comes down to a bunch sprint for whatever place outside of the break, the race is over. I do not care at all. So I only care about the win. If we're gonna, I will not sit in a group and let someone off the front and like sprint at the end. I won't do it. So it frustrates me, pisses me off. I'm trying to catch this guy all day in this race. So Mark is putting in a dig. We're trying to rotate here, doing our thing, elbow through. I come through, flick an elbow, and it's Bosch's job to take this back. And I think that's where I was getting frustrated, is it's like, okay, I'm gonna let Bosch pull this guy back. Like, they should be catching him, and it just didn't work out. So the rotations get really sloppy. I slot back in here, and I think what you'll see is what I'm talking about here in a minute. It's like we're rotating, and then all of a sudden we're not. So it's like, if you're in the front 6 wheels, don't open a gap. Like, elbow through, like, take a turn. Otherwise, just get in the back. Like, that's basically been told to me in P123s. It's kind of like, if you're in the front of the race and you're not rotating, like, you're not helping. It's like, what are you doing up there? So I think at this point, it's like, I'm like, keep rotating. Like, why is it slowing down? We're in the tailwind and we're only doing 27. Like, I can do that on my own. Like, and then the Vidal, he just continues to pedal. So once you see him just continuing to churn and pedal, it's like, you know, someone's not rotating or something's happening on the front every time he goes. And so it just gets completely blown up here. Super disrupted. It's hard for everybody now to then like get back into what could have been a smooth rotation. And honestly, I think it was Bosch on the front, but then Bosch is pulling again. So what happened? It's just that. So again, the rider off the front is not Bosch, it's Jordan. It's their job to pull it back. I'm not sure who or what happened there, but it was that kind of surging that made it, that allowed him to get further away. Basically, he's up there, just perfect pace, holding a 27 mile per hour average, and we do stuff like that, and it's like, we're not going to catch him. And so it was that the whole race, and it was just like, I was just frustrated. So at this point, I'm like, I just don't care. I'm like, I'm just gonna pedal, like, stay on my wheel.
Another day in the Masters.
And it's me, another day in the Masters.
150 in the back.
Yeah, it's just like, pick your poison. You want to hang out in the back, do nothing, or you want to go in the front and have a workout. Because even if this isn't your fitness, I'm sorry, you're back here chilling. It's like, there is no chilling in the P123. You're either dropped or you are working the entire time. It is pure training. So I'm trying to win this race, just see what it's, just because I want to. But as far as like crit training goes, it's about the P123s. This race, if you want to practice team tactics, I think it's better. Like the Masters teams, they do a lot of team tactics. The P123s, there's no team. It doesn't matter. If you like block in the P123, it's like people yell at you. It's like just it's training. It's just a full gas ride. Here I'm talking to Chris. Yeah, it's like just frustrating, dude. Like, we gotta do something. We're at 25 miles per hour, and it's just like, what's happening on the front? We are all just pedaling. We're just letting Jordan's lead extend. And yeah, I'm just like mad. But again, no no hard feelings. It's just a race is a race. When you're putting in a lot of work, you just expect others to. I've been on the other side many times getting barked at for not working, but I'm dying. So, yep. If you're just sitting in and you have the power, then it's annoying. So, like, it's like we're gonna sprint for second if you know I don't do something or someone up there doesn't do something, and you do need teammates to fall on the sword for that reason. You can see Mark start to follow out another rider here, and I'm like, guys, please, for the love of God, when you see somebody go and you're in the front of the race and we're chasing a break, please follow it. And if it's Bosch, again, they're not going to follow it. I get it. Matt goes, but it's like too late. We have to do a dig in the wind to get there. I get up to him because I don't want to eat all the wind. But it's just these kind of like, if you're on another team and you see somebody go, follow it. Like, if it's your teammate, I get it. You're blocking. But if you're on the front of the race, what are you doing on the front of the race if someone goes and you don't follow it? What are you doing on the front of the race? Tell me. What's your plan up there? You know. Anyway, so catch up to Mark and Chris, who are, is that Chris? I think so, with the canyon. And we have a little gap here. I pedal through to give them like the reassurance that I'm like trying to race this race, and I don't really know if we're gonna get a split. It's just, it's like I'm not really concerned about like a split. I just want to pull this rider back. So we're doing the work, and it seems that when an attack goes, someone in the group goes eventually. It's like the group always seems to show up whenever there's a threat, but the single rider was just apparently not threatening enough for him, but I could tell it was going to be a problem. So again, the entire group is here. I'm not going to just sit on the front. I'm going to slot in around like 10th wheel so that I can continue to rotate and help out. Yeah, that's the race, man. That's what's going on today. Okay, we're finally getting a nice, smooth, clean pull from Sean up here, but we can tell it's slowing down. That's why I say, guys, you gotta rotate. Somebody go around Sean, or Sean, give him an elbow. He did a great job pulling us through the last 2 minutes up to corner 3 here, so it did smooth out. Sean doing work for his team, bringing it home for a sprint finish for his sprinter, Greg. Well done. I say thank you, and like that's what we need, you know. We need that consistent effort, and so the next rider goes, pulls off. So we're having consistency, we're having cooperation here, and again, to me, it is Bosch's job to pull this back because they have the most riders and they want a sprint finish. So we're in good shape here, doing fine. 24 over the hill, 25. But, you know, I'm putting in work, 300 watts in this position, which means the front rider is probably doing a lot of work. So thank you. That rider pulls off, and we're going to continue to pour on the gas. And this is an interesting part. So Bosch is doing the work to pull this back, and then a gap opens up, and I'm not sure what's happening here. Again, I think it's just the rider's gassed. It's like there's no reason why he would like try to get him up into like a breakaway situation. But anyway, the wheel opens, and again, the whole thing falls apart. I have to do work to catch up to Albert, but then he's right on my wheel, dude. Like, what's the deal? You had it or you didn't have it? What are we doing? Again, what are we doing? It's like you're following me. Like, what is happening? Like, just stay on Albert's wheel. Like, did you intend to make me do that? It's like, are we trying to catch this rider or not? Like, what game is being played? Because now you're on the front. So I don't understand. that kind of shit was bothering me. So it could have been way smoother than us surging and all of that you just saw right there. So again, I guess it's something to talk about and watch. Otherwise, it would just be a pace line. But yeah, it doesn't help me. Doesn't help us catch them. I'm gonna just get out of here because I already took a turn just a second ago. And again, the whole group is there.
Back here.
It's so frustrating. And so at this point, it's like, I'm gonna attack because it's like, if we just drag you, no one rotates or it gets like discombobulated. So I'm thinking like my only chance to get this guy is to get him myself, and I'll attack and the group's just gonna follow me. Like they'll just apparently have all of this energy all of a sudden. At that rider there's like, oh no CJ, and I was just like, no, like I don't want to talk about that right now. Like, yeah, no, CJ's not here. It's like I'm alone and pain in the ass to do all this. So yeah, again, I'm not gonna be able to do this all on my own. So catching a recovery. This part of the race is like everyone's freewheeling. I can make up every bit of wheels on the outside because it's protected from the wind. You just simply do a little bit of work and you can basically pass the entire group. So I move my way back up to the front to see what the hell happened. Are we gonna catch this guy or what? So we are looking at each other saying, what's the plan? And here we go again. Yeah, here it's like inconsistent again. Sean has to go around. Oh no, Sean told Greg to get in the back. That's what's happening here. He said, Greg, stop doing work, which, all right. So then that moves Greg back. Sean goes around. Albert peels off. Albert was doing work this whole race. So that wasn't a like intentional like discombobulation. It was just Sean telling Greg to go in the back. So that's kind of the stuff that could be happening. Here there's like a gap. It's like, close that down, dude. I'm like, can you please close it down? Like, close it down. Like, what is happening? Again, tailwind. So I'm getting frustrated and I'm like, if we're gonna catch this guy, I'm gonna do it myself. Get up, snap attack. Again, if I get to the front and I pull, I'm gonna be so pissed. So I'm just gonna catch this guy on my own. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be a big match, but it'll ignite the group. Every time I attack, they follow. Every time I elbow, no one follows. So I'm just gonna attack. Already at 184 beats per minute. This is not going to be a like bridge to breakaway. I have nothing after this. It's like a 500 watt effort for like 40 seconds. I catch up to Jordan. I am not gonna rotate with this guy. He's been pulling himself around this field, TTing. We're doing 28 into the wind. Like, he does not need my help, and I do not need to rotate with him. So same thing goes for another rider, Jose, in the Cat 342, the Cat 23s. Super strong rider. Everyone knows Jose. I talk about it all the time. It's like, you don't need to rotate with him. So here, Jordan tries to elbow me through, and I'm like, no way, dude. Not gonna happen. I do not really think we're gonna get a gap. You can see the riders are starting to close in on us behind me. I'm now having to recover at 300 watts, which is not a recovery. But I'm just going to stay on his wheel for as long as I can. And looking back at the footage, this rider behind me is Daniel Nicolette. We talked after the race for BBI. I did not know he pulled this thing back together. So tell me if you were in that like attack that pulled all this back together, because at this point I'm like, I need someone else to like follow this guy. Like, I am dying. I look behind me, I see the entire group the frustration sits in again. I'm like, elbow someone through. I'm like, you guys, someone else needs to follow this guy. Like, I just did all this work for you guys. Somebody please stay on his wheel. And at this point, I'm elbowing through, and it's like you're opening up a gap again. And it was like, I got mad in the moment, but looking back at that, Daniel, you connected like a massive bridge. So it's like, I guess, you know, makes sense. But again, every time you see Vidal go, there was something happened, like a disruption happened. So I am just cooked, dude. At this point, I think someone needs to just stay on this guy's wheel, and he's just gonna continue to grind. And you think it's over, but he will not give up. It's like the group still opens up a gap behind. I was like, all right, this is done. I can now recover for a sprint finish. I needed to do this with 3 to go. If we did it any earlier, I would have been toast. So it's like, I mean, if we did it any later, I would have been toast. I wouldn't have been able to, I won't be able to sprint. So I need to recover now. That's why I did it at 3 to go. Like I said, I've been working so hard in this race. The bridge attempt to then rotate with him was just not an option. This was all just shutting it down. And here I'm saying, stay on the wheel. Just stay on the wheel, please, for God's sakes. We did all this work. Are you guys gonna throw it away? It's like, yeah. Again, it's getting sloppy. Getting sloppy. Come on. If this turns into a breakaway, then it turns into a breakaway. But the group is, again, strong enough to continue to pull these back. However sloppy it is, they always seem to pull it back. It's just like, just stay on the wheel. If you're in the front of the race, stay on the wheel. Again, tell me if you're like letting a rider into this break and you're trying to block, because I can't see when I'm taking a recovery back there. I don't know, but it's just like, just stay on the wheel. All right, heading into 1 to go. Vidal goes around the corner. Jordan follows him. At this point, I am not going to do anything other than follow Albert here. Again, we're at 1 to go, and in my opinion, the group is totally fresh. So this is not my work here at all. It's like, I've done enough, and the group can pull this one back. And then it's like, oh, there's Sean doing a good job of that. Mark's following him out. Here comes Bosch. So they're going to stitch this back up. Starting to see other riders I haven't seen come to the front for the sprint finish. Let's see how this shakes out. So it's nice and fast for our group, 30 miles an hour. You know, there's been times in the last lap where everyone's kind of looking at each other, and I don't like that at all. So I'm happy that it's at least at speed at this point. A lot of times it gets a little faster later. So at least we're moving. You know, that group got caught. That little attack got caught. So we're gonna be heading up here around corner 2. Then it's gonna be corner 3. Gonna be the hill. Gonna be the headwind. Gonna be corner 4. And then we're gonna sprint. And so around corner 4, it's either inside or it's outside. Inside line is shortest, but sometimes inside line gets slow, and you'll see someone go on the outside. And I've seen people go on the outside. They take it all the way to the finish. At that point, you got to put your chips in and decide, going inside, going outside. Always a little bit of a gamble. So, setting up, rounding corner 2. Thinking about what's going to happen here. My plan is to be in the pace line up until as long as I can, and don't let anyone come around me. If someone comes around me, I'm going to follow them, and that's what I do. So let's see what happens. I'm a little cooked, but like I said, I had enough time there from that bridge to recover for the final sprint. Chris starts to go up. I know he's a threat, so I'm going to follow out Chris. Bosch is starting to put their line together. I think Albert is right there too. Oh, Jordan went off. So I don't know what happened there, but he cooked it into that corner and he went off into the grass. Luckily, there's no curbs anymore, though, so safe exit. All right, I'm following Chris out. Feeling pretty happy here. I think there are... Or is that Chris behind me? Anyway, there are 3 or 4 riders in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm fifth wheel. I think this is Jimmy behind me. So again, I'm on the inside and Jimmy starts to go. Is that Jimmy the Pooh? And I'm like, I'm not going to let this happen. So I follow him out because, like I said, I've been in this situation before where outside just takes it all the way. So I go, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to go to the finish line. He gives up here because he's doing his lead out for his guys. And, well, in this situation, I got to go. So I just sprint from here, end up doing the lead out, I guess, for Albert and Chris. I don't have that much sprint left. Albert passed me there. I thought I'm going to get third, and then Greg. Damn it, Greg. So at fourth, didn't hit peak power on the sprint. It was a hard race for me, but, you know, given the situation and where I was, I'm super happy with the result. We'll get them next time, maybe with a teammate. Super hard to do this all on your own, but had a good time regardless. I did get frustrated. No hard feelings to anybody in the race. Apologize if you took that with you. I've been in the same situation where I get barked at and then I go home and feel bad about myself and cry myself to sleep and think like, oh, what did I do wrong? But no, it's all love, guys. Love coming out here. Love racing with everybody. Like, subscribe, do those things, and see you at the next one.